Spider-Man no more? Is he really dead to Disney and the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Ah, August. It's the end of summer, preseason football is in full swing, it's time to head back to school, and apparently it's also flashpoint for any and all entertainment news. Seriously, The Matrix 4 and the Spider-Man divorce on the same day? All right, well, we know what you want, so let's swing right into the web of news that's being spun all around us. Spider-Man.
Can Spider-Man come out to play?
What the hell is going on? You pretty much have to be a scientist to figure out all the ups and downs.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Are Peter Parker and company really leaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Who will be spearheading Spider-Man 3 for Sony? And has Tom Holland spoiled anything yet? Well, take a deep breath. We're here to guide you through it. We know that with great power comes great responsibility, and we feel it's our responsibility to break down the full timeline of events and what this could all mean for the future of Spider-Man in or out of the MCU.
Are you in or are you out?
In an exclusive over at Deadline, it was revealed that talks between Sony and Disney broke down over the future of the web-slinger and his big screen fate. According to the piece, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe will not be involved in the future of Spider-Man with Sony. The initial report basically outlined that the fallout happened over negotiations. Per Deadline, Disney wanted a 50-50 co-financing split on the future Spider-Man films, up from 5%, which was the original deal with Sony. Basically, Disney pitched that they would pay for half, but also get half of the profits, and Sony was seemingly not willing to give up that big of a piece of the earnings, so they walked.
Out, am I?
And of course, once fans got wind of the Sony-Marvel deal collapsing, the internet went into overdrive. Hashtag Save Spidey and hashtag Save Spider-Man from Sony began to trend across social media. Fans took to the subreddit Raimi Memes to post about the news, and even Hawkeye himself, Jeremy Renner, pleaded with Sony on his Instagram, posting a picture with the caption, "Hey, Sony Pictures, we want Spider-Man back to the real Stan Lee and Marvel. Please, thank you, hashtag congrats, hashtag Spider-Man rocks, hashtag bow and arrow emoji, hashtag please." Renner's post seems to sum up the general fan outcry. Overall, fans are siding with the House of Mouse on this, placing the blame on Sony for letting all the work that had been done to get Spidey into the MCU go to waste. However, there are those pointing out how astronomical the alleged Disney upcharge was. Another wrinkle was added after Sony released a new statement saying the news was mischaracterized, claiming Kevin Feige was too busy to help produce the next Spider-Man films, considering his packed upcoming slate in the MCU. The statement was polite and appreciative, citing Feige's past work on the Sony Marvel films. However, beyond this, we still haven't heard any official word on the matter from Disney or Marvel one way or the other. So, does this mean that years of setting up Tony Stark handing the MCU baton to Spider-Man are completely worthless because Peter Parker is not going to feel so good, turn to dust, and get erased from the MCU?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Well, not necessarily. Even though Sony acknowledges that Kevin Feige's direct involvement in future Spider-Man films is probably done, in their press release, they also say that they hope this might change in the future, which is hopeful news. Because what this tells us, other than the spin from the Sony PR people, is that they don't want this relationship to go down the tubes completely, and there is a chance that negotiations will continue in some form or another. Even BuzzFeed News seemed to double down on this, reporting, quote, "BuzzFeed News confirms negotiations between Disney and Sony about the character's fate remain ongoing, including how much Sony's Spider-Man movies could remain a part of the MCU." So right now it feels like both sides are playing it safe to see where everything ends up in the court of public opinion. And as we mentioned earlier, it appears both sides of the argument are fighting it out on Twitter, with fans saying Disney deserves the cash for getting Parker back on track for Sony, and others saying Disney's asking for too big a chunk of that Spidey moolah. So what does this all mean for Spidey's future? Well, the two sides could eventually find common ground, and things will continue to truck along as they have been with Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, if the two companies are not able to work out their differences, then Marvel will ultimately have to rework some of the plot threads that were in Spider-Man Far From Home. And as we've seen with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Marvel doesn't shy away from reworking their stories or from pushing release dates. Couple that with the fact that Marvel just recently reacquired both the Fantastic Four and X-Men, so they have a few more options as to how they could move forward in a Spider-Man-less world. As for Sony, they've been keen on building out their own Spider franchise, as we've seen with Venom and Morbius. And since they reportedly have Tom Holland for at least 2 more Spider films, they can easily focus those movies more on the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man aspect with Ned, MJ, and friends while he's still in high school, and lightly scrub away the bigger world established over in the MCU. Speaking of Venom, we know Sony is in the works with making a sequel to everybody's favorite Goo Boy with the recent announcement of Andy Serkis as the director. It's no secret that they want to have both of the Toms, Hardy and Holland, face off against each other on the big screen. And without Kevin Feige's creative hold on the franchise, Sony can now do that with ease. Now, this might be a little bit of speculation, but with Into the Spider-Verse's Lord and Miller already heading up Sony's Spider-Man TV universe, it is not that crazy to see a world where Sony could extend that to their live-action Spider-Man film as well. Essentially, make them the Kevin Feige of all of their Spider-Man properties. They've proven their chops with Spider-Verse and the Lego Movie. It's not that far of a stretch. And it might just keep the diehard fans from completely turning their back on the web-slinger. But for now, we will just have to see how this all plays out and if Spider-Man is truly donezo in the MCU. But what do you folks think? Is Spider-Man really dead in the MCU, or is there a chance he will be revived?
There's a chance.
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
How will Marvel move forward in a spiderless world? And which Spider-Man moment was your favorite? You know it's pizza time.
Pizza time.
Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with a show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.